Good afternoon. I'd like to start by thanking the dream team of falsely accused men for being here today. All of these individuals are great patriots and law-abiding citizens of our country, yet were targeted for malicious prosecutions by a corrupt prosecution service intent on violating the rule of law and seeking injustice as its outcome. Demonstrating a level of tyranny never before witnessed in British history, Alison Saunders has led a true reign of terror over our people, and we gather here to both acknowledge and celebrate that her criminal reign as Director of Public Prosecutions ends today. We are told she will walk out of that building shortly with a $1 million taxpayer-funded pension. We are told she will then walk into a crony capitalist law firm and another $1 million. Yet what about the trail of destruction she leaves behind? The men falsely accused of sex crimes who were deliberately, maliciously prosecuted on her orders and who had their lives turned upside down and ruined. Some of the lucky ones who managed to escape her evil clutches are here with us today. Yet others are rotting away in prison, and still others have taken their own lives. We now need to focus on how to restore public confidence in our justice system, once the envy of the world for its integrity, but now seen as a joke among even our own people. And thankfully, there is something we can do to restore respect in our justice system, starting immediately. The crimes of Alison Saunders are indeed well known. She has pursued convictions over just verdicts. She has eliminated the right to a fair trial. She has suppressed evidence that clears the accused. She has allowed false accusers to go unpunished. She has paid so-called victims compensation without a crime being proven. And she has also allowed a brand new rule to enter our judicial proceedings: guilty until proven innocent. Although a significant consolation to some, yet a meagre one to others, Alison Saunders has at least upheld the notion that justice is blind, so long as the accused is male. Perhaps her most famous policy is her rigid insistence that all accusers must be believed no matter what. It is therefore my great honour and distinct privilege to announce that we, the citizens of Great Britain, will be prosecuting Alison Saunders for high crimes and abuse of power. Supported by people from around the country and bypassing the compromised CPS, ours will be a true Citizens Prosecution Service that will leave no stone unturned in its quest for justice. This will undoubtedly be one of the biggest trials in the history of our country, yet the British people demand a justice system based on the rule of law rather than a weapon of the state to achieve political objectives. The rights of British citizens must be respected at all costs, and it is the solemn duty of our government officials to preserve and protect those rights rather than flagrantly abuse them. Officials who neglect their responsibilities to we the people must be made an example of, and we will ensure that happens in this case. I'd like to end by clarifying that I do not wish for my remarks to undermine Alison Saunders' right to a fair trial in any way. We will allow her the right she has denied others. We will not suppress any evidence. She has the right to remain silent, and anything she does say can and will be used against her. What I will point out, however, is that if convicted, then no sentence less than life in prison will be acceptable. Thank you.